This is episode number 113 of the Homeowners Show. Whether you're DIY or looking to hire, we're here to help you find the best information and options for you and your home. My name is Kevin Hackett, and here with me is Craig Williams.
Hello, and welcome to Homeowners Show. We're glad that you could join us for this week's ultimate drop of the tunage.
Well, the question is, did you drop the bumpity bump?
I did.
Oh, okay.
I did my job.
It's not going to happen this time. Sorry, folks.
Sorry. I did the cuts in pay finally got to me. So
yeah, you were losing so much money that you remembered this time.
Yeah, we put it in what I don't even know what the word is, like a penalty program. Or
yeah, you started getting docked.
That's right.
Every time you left it in,
and it just became too much to bear.
Of course.
So, so in light of this political season that we're in.
Yes.
Yeah, and you and I just got done listening to the debates. We're recording this on the night of the last debate.
Right.
Which was hilarious.
How many times did we just we have no idea what was said for 30 seconds because we were just laughing.
We were just laughing.
Yeah.
So in light of the tense political season that we're in, I have what I imagine will be an unpopular opinion that I feel the need to share with the world.
Okay, this is breaking news, folks.
Yes.
Craig is about to release his unpopular opinion, which is most of his opinions.
Most of my opinions.
But here we go. I'm ready.
And this is it's my opinion, but it's also true.
Oh. So it's a factual opinion.
It's a factual opinion. That opinion is whipped coconut substitute whipped cream is way better than the actual stuff.
But it's got to be a specific flavor?
No, it's just it's there's no dairy in it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's actually made by there's a company So Delicious.
Okay.
And they make substitute coconut cream and coconut dairy coconut dairy substitute products.
Okay.
So and my sister came over last night for dinner, and we were doing she wanted to have berries and cream for dessert. I made dinner, she was making dessert, so she made berries and cream, and she busted out this tub that looked like whipped cream, and I was like, "Well, that's a weird label. What is that?" And she goes, "Oh, it's a coconut substitute." And I was like, "What? Why are you making me eat this crap?"
This sounds horrible,
right?
And okay,
so I opened the thing and I was like, "Well, it looks like whipped cream."
Yeah,
put it on the berries. I eat it.
Yeah,
it is so good.
Really?
Yes. It's it has the same texture. And consistency of whipped cream, but just with a little bit of hint of coconut, and it just tastes better. It has a better mouthfeel than regular whipped cream. It's not as heavy, but it's so good. And I was like, is this stuff a lot more expensive than regular whipped cream? Sure, surely it is. And she goes, no, it's about the same.
Really?
Get out of town.
Is this okay? So your sister works at a restaurant.
Yep. And
bar, and so I would assume she has vast knowledge of this type of thing. I would think.
Sure.
So, but where did she come up? Where did she learn about this?
Well, so she actually has some pretty strict dietary restrictions because of health reasons.
Sure.
And so she's had to over the years get really creative with the different kinds of foods that she eats.
Okay.
And so for a while she really had to cut dairy completely out of her diet.
That's hard.
It is. And so she was always looking for substitutes because she enjoyed dairy.
Yeah.
And this was one of the ones that she found. And I was like, well, darn, you're not losing anything. You're gaining.
You're gaining something. That's interesting. I've got a nephew who has a dairy allergy. He can't have any dairy. I mean, it's very, very, what it does is it gives him really bad eczema. So there's a couple of other things. Gluten does it to him as well. But so he's gluten free and dairy free, which is a really difficult combination.
Right.
And so
that's actually what she is as well. Yeah.
Interesting. So I may throw that out to my brother and be like, look, this might be an option.
It's tasty.
Okay.
I mean,
Is it frozen in the frozen section? Because isn't that where like
it's typically where whipped cream is?
Okay.
I don't know if that's where that particular item is located. Okay. It could be. Absolutely could be.
Okay.
But I mean, it came in a tub that looks exactly like Cool Whip.
Interesting.
But like, man, is it better?
Okay.
I mean,
you heard it here, folks.
Yep.
All right. Here's the thing. I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion because I would guess that most people don't have an opinion on this.
Well, because they haven't tasted it yet.
Yeah, because they've not tasted it.
Let's be fair. Like, even if people haven't tasted it, they're going to have an opinion on what I just said. They're like, you're a fool. Cream is amazing. And like, don't get me wrong. Cream is amazing.
Yeah.
Whipped, buttered, I don't care. It's delicious.
Yep.
This stuff is just better.
Okay, so, I know people that legitimately think that like Ready Whip is better than whipped cream. I don't know if it's convenience or what. They just spray it.
That it's an aerosol can,
yeah, or what. But so, okay. Yeah. Well, I think you're probably gonna have to prove it on the show at some point. Like I'm gonna need to taste this.
Well, I finished off the tub this afternoon, so
I'm fine with you buying more. I'm totally fine with that.
We'll see what happens.
Okay.
No.
Cool.
Yeah, no, it's good stuff.
I will try it.
Okay.
Mainly because it's food.
You know what might be fun is to do like a blind taste test.
Oh. But yeah. Because we would probably have to add like Ready Whip in there, like because otherwise I'm like trying to figure out which one tastes more like coconut, you know.
Well, and I say blind because I don't know that you could actually distinguish between, unless you like were just like really concentrated on finding that coconut flavor, because it's not like intense.
Sure.
But like, yeah.
Interesting.
So anyway, got a cool episode for you guys today. We're going to be dipping back into the pool of Kevin and Craig's top 3. We're going to be doing a fun one because this is actually the time of year when I like to enjoy these kinds of amenities.
Yeah.
As it begins to cool and the leaves begin to change, and there's less rain this time of year too.
Yeah, it's just being outdoors is way more pleasant. I mean, we live in Houston. In Houston, if you've never been to Houston or never lived in Houston, Houston is hot.
It's a hot, bubbly swamp.
And it is muggy.
Yeah.
And, I mean, those of you who may live in Florida, you know what we feel like. Yeah. Those of you who live in Arkansas, you know what we feel like. Those of you who live in California, you have no clue. No clue.
Yeah.
Because California's climate, it's awesome.
All those people moving here right now, they're just like melting.
Yeah, they don't.
It's like, what? It's 80 degrees.
Exactly. They do not know what they got themselves into. It's like, this is actually amazing. In fact, tonight I was on the football field and one of the other officials said to me, he's like, man, it's absolutely beautiful out here. And I was like, yeah, I guess it is. There's a little bit of a breeze. It's 85 degrees and humid. But I guess it's kind of nice.
It's kind of nice.
But next week,
that's the money week.
We're dipping down in like the highs are in the low 70s. It is going to be gorgeous. So we are going to talk today about our top 3 outdoor kitchen essentials.
Yes.
So in order to do that, we discussed this before the show. We did not discuss our answers, except I brought up the grill.
Right.
Because I basically said, like, you have to have a cooking source, right? If an outdoor kitchen should have a cooking source. So we're taking grill off the table and saying your outdoor kitchen should have our outdoor kitchen will have a grill. But I want to know what type of grill. I mean, we had a whole episode on grills, right? I don't remember the number off the top of my head. We did a whole episode on grills, but what type of grill would you, Craig Williams, have in your outdoor kitchen?
Are you going to make me go first?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to blow your mind.
Oh, I hope so. Do it.
So I'm actually going to go with a flat top griddle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going that route.
So my next door neighbor that moved away, that I'm really kind of still pissed at him for because I liked him, just before he moved away, he bought I don't remember if the brand is Blackstone or something like that. A flat, massive griddle, and that he got rid of everything else. He just had a griddle.
Yeah,
and he loved it.
Yeah, no, they're amazing.
Yeah,
like every burger I've ever had in my life that was my favorite burger was pretty much cooked on a flat top griddle.
Yeah, well, okay. Newsflash. Burgers at restaurants are grilled on a griddle most of the time. Yeah. You know?
95% of the time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Burger King's a liar.
Right.
So
they infuse smoke. That's what they do.
They do something.
I don't know what they do either.
No. But
okay.
And open fire is not bad, but like I want a griddle.
Yeah.
And like, because if I'm going to do an outdoor kitchen, I want to be able to do breakfast out there. I want to be able to do lunch out there. I want to be able to do dinner out there.
Okay.
And, if with the flat top, I can even pretend to be Hibachi Joe.
No doubt.
So,
I mean, you're going to do the full on volcano, the trains leaving
absolutely.
The station.
My kids are going to love it.
Yeah. That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
I'm like, I actually
I'm going to throw shrimp at them.
Yeah. I actually had a cook at one point in one of those places didn't do the volcano.
How dare he?
And I didn't tip him. I was like, you obviously are no good.
Yeah.
You need to find a new job. So anyway.
Probably should have stolen his knives.
Yeah. I mean, the guy was terrible.
Yeah.
So
he didn't deserve those knives. Those knives are expensive.
They are expensive. All right. Do you want to know what mine is?
No.
All right. So going to the top three. So here's what's interesting. My very first grill was a birthday present from my wife, and it was just a gas grill, and I was so happy to have it. It was a grill, and I was so excited. Well, when it was done, I did a lot of research on grills, and I decided that I wanted an egg grill. And so I didn't buy the big green egg because, frankly, I didn't want to afford it, and also they have not kept up with the times. And the eggs that are available today they have a lot more features than the big green egg, which is still the same as it was when they built it, like 30 years ago or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
So I went out and I bought one, and I absolutely love it. I mean, there's so much that I love about my egg, but if they were available, and if I could do it over again, 100% I would buy a pellet smoker. 100%. And part of it is because I understand your point about wanting to be able to do everything outside, breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever. But for me, I love smoking meat, and I love, I still love grilling and those sorts of things. But the thing that I love most is to spend time smoking stuff. Yeah. And so for me, I need a smoker, and the pellet smokers are. They make it doable whenever you really don't even have time to do it. You want the food, but you don't really have the time. You can set those things and forget it. I mean, maybe you have to do something every few hours
or something.
But I mean, as far as temperature control, they're unmatched. So,
well, yeah. So, and I will say, I mean, like I probably want the top. I mean, because my inclination is towards what I don't have, and I have a massive smoker already.
Right.
So it's like, I've already had that.
Yeah,
I want the other thing.
No, I completely get it, and so we kind of have to put that in there. Like, these are, if you go, I'm sure, and Google top essentials for an outdoor kitchen, it's probably going to be like top 10, top 5.
Right.
We're doing 3.
Yeah, that's right.
And that
makes it harder.
It makes it very difficult.
Yeah, all you slacker bloggers out there, you don't know what we deal with.
No.
So.
Oh, the woes. We have to walk out there without any shoes backwards up the hill to our outdoor kitchens. So anyway, we're taking so a grill is an understood,
right?
And
it's a given.
Yeah, it's a given. But now we're going to step into the top 3. We're going to start with number 3 and work down to our most important.
Okay.
You good with that?
So we're going to start at number 3. We're going to work down to number 1.
Exactly.
Okay.
So do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
Well, you made me go first on grills, so you go first now.
Okay, deal.
You have 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Uninterrupted.
That's right. Uninterrupted 2 minutes.
Uninterrupted.
Sorry. We're in debate mode, y'all.
Exactly. All right. So
there will be interruptions.
There will definitely be interruptions. My number 3 is a sink.
Oh.
Yeah.
Going to that, are we?
Yeah, we're going to a sink. And
an appliance sink or just a regular sink?
It's a non-appliance sink. Because I'm still holding that candle.
So not a real sink, just like a...
Okay, if you don't know what we're talking about, please go listen to our previous episodes. Specifically the kitchen episode, top 3 kitchen. But yeah, I'm going to the sink because when you're working outside, when you're using that space, the thing that you don't want to have to do is traipse back inside. If you've got grease on your hands, or you've got rub on your hands, or you've got sauces on your hands, or just meat juices on your hands, blood, whatever. You don't want to traipse through your house to your kitchen just to wash your hands.
I never traipse through the house.
So you should.
What's wrong with you?
It's wonderful.
Do you have a mustache that you put on to twist with a little hat and a cape that you
No, well, for a while I had the mustache grown, but don't have it today.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm asking. If there's costumes involved.
Oh, there's always costumes involved. That's another topic.
All right.
Yeah, but you don't want to. You want to be able to wash up there without leaving the space and dripping along the way. So for me, my number 3 is a sink.
Sink. Gotcha.
Yep.
I'm with it.
Okay. Cool.
An official sink.
And a real.
You're talking like stainless steel?
Yes, stainless steel. I don't even necessarily care if it has hot water to it, which that does bring a whole nother element. I mean, hot water versus cold water, because you could potentially just hook up a sink to a faucet outside and not run the quote unquote
like one of those plumbing. Laundry room,
or,
like those deep basin or plastic sink.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a utility sink. That's what it is.
Exactly. So for example, we built an outdoor kitchen playset for my children, and I put a residential sink in there. Yeah. It's a stainless steel residential sink. You've probably used it before when you were over at my house sometime. But it's just hooked up to the faucet. Now there's 4 connections you have to make in order to make your kitchen faucet work from your spigot outside.
Right.
But it can be done. And at that point, you've got running water, but it doesn't necessarily have to be hot. So I don't really care if it has hot water. It would be preferable. Definitely preferable. But I just want some running water with a sink.
I gotcha.
So
cool.
All right.
My number 3.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with a kegerator.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny that you say that because I debated on this one, but that's a really, really good one.
Well, and part of the reason is it's kind of cheating because
you could use it for double.
Yeah, it can work as a regular refrigerator.
Yep.
And if it's like the one that I have, you have a fridge and a freezer, right, in that outdoor kitchen. But I've also seen them where they're like, I helped a buddy put one in underneath a counter, and it was just like a regular fridge, like an office fridge.
Yeah.
That we drilled holes through the top of it and installed it like that, and that'd be fine too.
Put a tap on the top.
Right. Yeah. It's just, it's a really cool feature to have it in outdoor kitchen. It's and I think you and I talked about doing a future episode on home brewing. But it's, if you're into that, it can be a really cool feature and gathering spot for, your social meetings.
Yeah. If you walk out into someone's outdoor kitchen and you see a tap.
Yep.
That's a conversation piece.
You just leveled up your outdoor activity.
No doubt. you are now at level 10 without even knowing what's on the grill.
So we have a unique space here.
Yeah.
For outdoor entertainment.
No doubt.
And it has lots of pieces to it. And you have to walk past several features to get to the kegerator, and 8 times out of 10, every guy walks past all of them and is like, "What's that?"
Yeah.
And it's the kegerator.
Yep. And you specifically have 2 taps on the outside of that one, right?
Yeah, that's a 2-tap kegerator.
Yeah.
I could add a third. It wouldn't be difficult.
Sure.
I don't want to make that much beer.
Right.
And
or buy the kegs.
Well, I have plenty of those.
But I mean, with beer already in them.
Oh, they're already in them? Yeah.
Somewhere else.
Oh, that's expensive.
It's super expensive.
Yeah.
It's very hard to find, actually.
No, and I'm all for supporting local breweries and things like that, but like, it is ridiculous what you pay for that stuff.
Yeah. Not worth it.
So, I mean, just to give people an idea, and we'll talk about this later episode, but like, my most expensive beers that I've ever made cost like 25 cents a bottle.
Wow.
To make.
Well, they taste way better than 25 cents a bottle. So
that's my number 3.
That. Okay.
Kegerator.
That's a good one. I like how you worked 2 into 1 there.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I'm about to do.
Okay, bring it.
So my next one is a countertop.
Okay.
So I know this seems interesting to some people, but for me, again, I was talking about needing to wash up and everything.
Yeah.
I want to prepare as much as I can outside.
Okay.
And in order to do that, you have to have some table space, some countertop space would be beautiful. So, if I've got a sink, it would be helpful to have that in a countertop.
Right.
But for me, I'm probably doing some sort of a butcher block and making that a cutting board as well. So I'm kind of doing a little bit of a cheat 2-in-1 cutting board, countertop space. I want to be able to prepare everything outside. If you've
just make a massive butcher block, and it's like a countertop butcher block table.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And especially if you can position it in a way that it becomes the bar top as well.
Right.
Whatever that looks like, but an eating space, sitting, mingling space. It's very doable and really a lot less expensive than people would think. If you're willing to mill it down a little bit and do the work. Which for me, that would just be, playtime.
Sure.
To do that.
But, like 9 months ago, that would have been like a cheap venture. Nowadays, I mean, like wood's crazy expensive right now.
That's true. But, for a lot of people, if you're able to do that kind of thing, I mean, you might have.
No, yeah, you can still get a really nice piece for a lot less if you do it yourself, for sure.
Exactly. So. Anyway, I need a countertop prep space. I want to be able to do everything outside. I don't want to traipse back and forth from the kitchen, back outside, holding all the utensils, holding the meat, trying to carry all the thermometers and all that kind of stuff. I just want it all in one space. So for me, the prep space is really crucial.
So let me ask you this, because I have a buddy that's doing this now, and you're not going to hurt my feelings if you say you don't like it. But he's making tables and cutting boards with dadgummit, I'm going to lose the word. But you take 2 rough cut pieces of wood and then you fill it the gap in between with what is
epoxy.
That? Epoxy. Thank you. Yeah. Would you want to do like would you be into like an epoxy table or a countertop or something like that?
So I've actually got 2 side by side cut cedar planks at my house right now. They're full 2-inch thick and they're side by side, which means if you were to put them together, they would be mirror images.
Okay.
And it would look really cool. But if I did that, we're talking about like probably a 2-foot wide table. So in order to make a 3-foot wide table, which is what most tables are plus, right?
Yeah.
I would have to figure something out. And a really cool thing to do in that moment would be to leave the rough cut edges and fill it with epoxy.
Yeah.
So yes. And not only that, you can do it with color. Like you can make it blue or green or purple or black, right?
Yeah.
You can do whatever color you want with this epoxy. So to answer your question, I do like the look.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's super cool. It's very trendy right now.
Yeah.
Also, which I'm not always into trendy stuff, but I think that's something that would be cool for a long time.
Yeah.
The thing that I don't know, so what I don't know how to answer this question fully, is because I've never worked with epoxy, but how durable does that would that make my butcher block, for example, more functional, or would I be cutting into the epoxy and then it would?
That I don't know.
So I don't know either. I mean, I would think.
Well, let me say this. I do know that he's specifically making cutting boards.
Oh, okay.
With epoxy and wood. So I would imagine it's pretty durable.
Okay, yeah. If that's the case, I would totally do that.
Okay.
Because for me, part of an outdoor kitchen is a little bit of a presentation piece.
Yeah.
Right? And so if you walk out and you see a butcher block cutting board, prep space that has epoxy, in the center or filling in holes or gaps or whatever, and, the beer tap on it.
Yeah.
I mean, people are going to be like, they got it going on.
Yeah, that's right.
They're the people that I want to be with.
So I'll tell you from my own personal perspective, I think they look cool.
Yeah.
I don't like it when they have bright colors in the epoxy.
So what is it that you like?
Oh, I like the look. Like I've seen ones with like a black epoxy on like with like walnut wood and things, and I like that look. I like a very muted look.
Yeah.
Because epoxy is going to be shiny.
Yes.
No matter what, but like if you make it like neon blue or like sparkly green, or it's like it irritates me for some reason. I'm fine if you like it, that's your thing. But like it's just not what I want. I want muted when it comes to I don't like that high contrast with natural wood and like some like synthetic thing.
No, I completely get that. The color that I've found that I like the best are very dark colors.
Yeah.
I do like the black. My favorite color is like a forest green, and so I could really enjoy something like that, or like a dark navy that has like a dark navy.
You're not gonna go like Red Raider.
No. Definitely not red. But yeah, so I could go with a color, but it would have to be. I like those darker colors, like you said, I don't think the contrast would be quite the same.
Yeah.
So,
but they're cool.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you said, they're very trendy right now.
They are.
All right. You ready for my number 2?
I am.
All right. My number 2 is premium outdoor sound.
Oh, good one.
So for me, particularly when you're talking about like outdoor kitchens, because, I like you, usually when I'm at my outdoor kitchen, I'm usually smoking something, grilling something. I'm going to be out there for a while. It's going to be hot. Music, to me, good music is part of the outdoor chilling experience.
Maybe even bigger than that, music to you is life.
very, very much so. Like, I irritate my wife to a large degree with the amount of time I have music on when I'm doing things.
Sure.
Or, just in general, like it's part of our family culture. And so like I always have music on with whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
If it's a task that doesn't require like my immense concentration.
Sure.
And so like when the kids are at the pool, when we're doing stuff in the yard, or when we're hanging out on the deck entertaining friends, we're gonna have music on. Even and like I'll even turn it down towards just sort of mood music and different things like that. I'll even turn this will just kind of give you an idea as to how it goes at our house. I will sometimes theme the music based off the food that we're eating.
Oh, so like if you're doing like Mexican food, you're gonna play a little mariachi.
Yeah.
Okay.
We will.
Cool.
Or if we're having Italian, we'll put on some Sinatra, or we'll put on like some Italian guitar music, or and so we'll sometimes do that, and it's not like overpowering. It's just kind of playing in the background.
Well, I kind of see that like as like like a drink pairing with a meal.
Yeah,
like you're pairing mood. Like so much of food is atmosphere. Like if you walk into an Italian restaurant and it's completely decked out, looks like Italy, the food could be mediocre and you could still be like, I want to come back here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And so I say premium sound because like I occasionally really like to crank it up.
Yeah.
And in order to be able to do that without much distortion and, you know, you need a good system.
Yes.
So we kind of have a funky one out here that I enjoy. It could be better, but I like it.
You've got some really unique speakers.
Yeah.
Out there. They're, you know, one of the things that
if they ever go, I'm just going to have some custom built because I don't know that I could do that again.
Yeah. Yeah. So the ones you have, most of the time when you see Bose speakers, they're tiny. You know, which is kind of their thing.
Yeah.
You know, you rarely see floor standing Bose speakers, which yours aren't floor standing, but
they were.
You just chose to hang them. But, so to see those are unique.
Yeah.
For sure. But
dude, yeah. I think we picked those up for like $75.
That's crazy.
Like 5 years ago. And they're still kicking it.
Yeah, they sound great.
So
cool. All right, you ready for my number one?
I'm ready for your number one.
Okay, so this is probably not going to be what you think it's going to be. And I don't know if you have a thought in your head, but
never.
Verified. So you have to know something about me in order to fully appreciate this.
Which no one wants.
No one wants. But so if you know, there's an age-old question. Like, if you had to eat the same thing for the rest of your life, what would you choose? I would choose pizza. Because I love pizza.
Okay.
And I love it too much. And so for me, my outdoor kitchen is going to have a pizza oven. Yes.
So you double cheated.
Yeah. So I'm going to have two cooking sources.
I will say, like, those. Are you talking about like a brick oven?
Yes.
Nice.
That's
like,
what
wood fired.
Yes.
Okay.
I want a wood fired brick oven pizza thing that is like, you know, takes up a corner.
So I'm actually with you. I mean, like, I think I love those.
Yeah.
Because they're not. I mean, you can cook more than just pizza in them.
Yes, you can.
I mean, like, you can cook. You can cook lots of good stuff in there.
They're fantastic for breads.
Yeah.
In general. Now, there's other things you can do with them, but for breads, all kinds of breads are fantastic.
Have you spent much time looking into this?
I've spent enough time to know that I can't afford it the way I want to.
Well, like you can. I mean, like, I've read several DIYs on this.
Okay.
It's an extensive project.
It is.
And the problem is most guys try and do it and cut corners.
Well, so part of what makes the oven itself so great is the dimension.
Yeah.
The dimension has to be right.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter how big or how small it is, the ratios have to be correct. And so it's hard. You can't just bring in the local guy that lays brick.
No.
And have him build this.
No, there's specific plans that you have to follow. And it's tricky.
Yeah. I would totally be up to the task.
And they take up a lot of space.
That's the other thing, is in order to have the space that I want, that type of thing probably is like a 4 foot by 4 foot
easily
type of thing,
if not more.
Yeah.
I mean, just because of the base that you need to build to support them, because not only are they big, they're heavy.
Yeah.
So once it goes in, like, it ain't coming out.
No. And you know, so around my house, when it's not football season, every Friday night is pizza night. And I make the dough, which I cheat because it's fantastic, but I use a bread machine.
Okay.
But we make scratch dough.
Like, mix it? Is that what?
Yeah. Well, so bread machines, they can do a variety of different things. They can go start to finish. You put the ingredients in, you come out with a loaf of bread.
Right.
Or ours has a setting for pizza dough.
Okay.
And so what it does is it has a mixing cycle. It does the whole, pounding and all that kind of stuff. It does that inside the thing, and then it rises. The whole process takes 55 minutes. So it rises to the right size, and then you take it out, and then you stretch it.
Okay.
So, but I love the stretching process. and I love the, finding the ingredients and doing all of that. So it's something that is a family project. Like we do it together. My daughter's gotten really into like coming in and she wants to spread the sauce. She wants to put on the meat and the cheese. And so I let her do theirs and I do mine and my wife's. And so to me, it's more than just a pizza experience because I love pizza. It's a family experience. It's a communal thing for us. And I think just having that outdoor space could just completely accentuate what we already do. And my love of pizza is so great that like a lot of, I kid you not, a lot of times when I go to Italian restaurants, I order pizza instead of pasta. Or I love steak at Italian restaurants too, but a lot of times I'll order pizza because I love it.
I love pizza too. It does not love me back.
Oh, really?
No.
That's so disappointing. I would hate to be you.
No. I mean, like it goes fine. It's just like, it makes me fat.
Sure.
So.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's evidenced right over here. So, pizza. So, yeah, my number one, and again, pie in the sky.
Yeah.
Is a pizza oven.
All right.
I would not. This is the crazy thing, though. I would not sacrifice a grill for a pizza oven. Which is crazy.
I might.
Well,
I might.
It's crazy because I'm literally telling you that my favorite food is pizza, and I would eat that more than anything else. But it's less versatile than a grill is, and so for me, I still want the grill. I don't think that I would ever have to sacrifice a grill for a pizza oven, though. So,
yeah. I mean, I'm just thinking, not really an option. If you have a pizza oven, you just put a grate in there. It's going to do the same thing.
I guess.
I might make that choice.
Yeah. I mean, I guess theoretically you could smoke in there. I mean, you're putting wood in there.
Yeah.
You could probably figure it out.
Yeah, just to put a damper on the.
Yeah, you'd have to put a
door.
Yeah, like a door.
You could do it.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm in.
Okay. Sweet. Craig approves.
All right. My number one.
Yep.
Effective fans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you qualified it.
Oh, yeah.
Not just a fan.
Not just I mean, like these stupid box fans that do nothing.
Oh, they're loud.
They can be.
Yeah.
But like most of them are just little piddly things that don't put on you. I want like full rotating, pushing air through the, or one of those big ass fans.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not cursing on the show. Like that's
a brand name.
And
don't shut us down, iTunes. Apple Podcasts.
Yeah. And they're great.
Yeah, they are.
But I like these, they're kind of deep, but then they also oscillate.
Oh yeah.
And you mount them on the wall. And
is Volcano one of the brands?
It could be,
or Tornado.
Sure, why not?
Some sort of natural disaster,
tsunami. Right? Yeah, it's one of those. But yeah, this is actually something I've been looking into, like just for our porch.
Yeah.
And the struggle we have is we actually have a bunch of fans on the deck, but they're they do move air, but they're pretty ineffectual.
Yeah.
They just you're not going to stay cool underneath that fan.
No.
Even when it's like tepid outside like it is right now.
And really for fans to do what you need it to in your space specifically, they need to be strategically placed.
Yeah.
Like you can't just put a bunch of fans and like position them all at you.
Yeah, and they are positioned weird.
Yeah.
Where they are right now. And so it could be done a lot better.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've looked, but like there's actually several wire boxes in the middle for additional fans.
And I've not looked.
So whoever started it never finished it, and we haven't done it either. So, but I mean, I'm waiting for. I want the fan technology to become more affordable.
Yeah,
because they're really good fans. I mean, like they're just. I mean, like I was talking about those big ass fans. I mean, like they're like $3,000, $10,000.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'll tell you this. So we just throwing it out there. you've been in our courtyard,
right?
We have one of those 6-blade fans out there, 6 or 8. No, it's an 8-blade fan.
Okay,
it's 6 foot diameter. That's what I'm getting confused. So, it's a full wet setup because it rains in there.
Yeah.
We paid $299 for that. $299, and it's got the full 8-blade with the pretty pitched blades on it. I really wish I had 2 in there, and I'm probably gonna put another one in there at some point. But 6 foot. It's a pretty big diameter on that thing.
Yeah.
And for $299, it's not bad. Now, it still can't hold a candle to what like those big ass fans do.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad alternative.
Yeah, and my idea in my head has always been if I could like buy in bulk those wall mounted oscillating ones that are really powerful. I think that would be from our porch and for the deck it would be better. But like just having good fans that are in place to help keep you cool while you're hanging out, listening to music, drinking from the kegerator,
right?
Grilling on the grill.
Sure.
It's and we actually use fans to kind of keep the smoke out of the deck as well because they're the pit that
right.
So
yeah, and one of the things like if you're out there and you're going, we really need a fan. You can go to a box store. And you can go to Lowe's or Home Depot and find fans. I would encourage you, and that's where I'll just tell you, the Home Depot is where we got the one I was just speaking of.
Yeah,
I would encourage you to look at commercial grade type thing. Like we bought some for my work from a place called Global Industrial, and
how much were those, by the way? I've seen them.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Yeah, no, they're very cool.
They were $300 a piece.
Okay, that's actually not too bad.
Not bad at all, because one of the things they're big. They're 24 inches around, and so you get 2 feet, but they're fully enclosed inside a cage, and there's 3 speeds, and it also oscillates inside.
Yeah.
So you could wall mount this thing. And it wouldn't pivot. It doesn't pivot.
Yeah.
On a like a typical oscillating fan pivots.
Right.
This pivots inside its own cage. I
right.
know that sounds weird, but you've seen it. You know how that works.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's hard to describe. Yeah.
It's hard to describe, but they're quiet and they push a lot of air.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, those things would definitely help me solve that problem.
Yeah. Global Industrial. That's where we got it.
So anyway, we would love to hear from you guys. What are your top 3 choices for your outdoor kitchen? Did you have different ones going in, and did we change your mind?
Yeah.
So
that's great.
So I enjoyed this one.
Yeah,
I walk away thinking I didn't think you're any more of a terrible person than when we started.
Well, that's my only accomplishment. Every time we hang out, it's for that. But yeah, no, I thought it was good too. I always find it interesting that you and I come up with different things, and which again is why home buying and owning things related to your home is so personal.
Yeah, it's different for everybody.
It's different for everybody, and make it your own. Make it fit your lifestyle, and if it. You don't have to keep up with your next door neighbor. You don't have to keep up with someone else. Just do you and be satisfied, So anyway, thanks for downloading today's episode. We hope you enjoyed it. It's been fun for us. So we're here every single Tuesday. So thanks for downloading. Please, if you have not, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to our YouTube as well. We're putting that out every Thursday. And send us your information for what you think are your top 3 at info@homeownershow.com, or find us on Facebook or Instagram. We do not check Twitter. And let us know what you think.
And the kindest thing you can do is to share our content.
Yes.
Put it on the Facebook.
That would be great.
Put it on Twitter. We don't care.
Yeah.
Just share.
Do that. Leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. Would be also fantastic. We would thoroughly appreciate it.
I need to check that. I haven't checked it in a while. You guys could have been saying all kinds of stuff. We wouldn't know. I haven't checked it in a while.
Well, let's
shame on me.
We'll check it later.
We'll check it out right after the show.
That's right. So yeah, thanks for downloading. We hope you had a great time, and until next time, we'll see you later.
See ya.